So I didn't think God could punish me for my sins twice, but I was poorly mistaken. Turns out this entire video is completely devoid of audio, and I thought leg day would be the worst thing I'd have to face this week, but I was wrong. My mic was not on, the receiver was, but the mic wasn't. So you can imagine my face when I sat down, got all this filming equipment set up, plugged it all in, loaded my clips up to my computer, and then there was absolutely no audio. I stared at my screen for probably 5 minutes, facing the turmoil that was enveloping my body. But it is what it is. There's also my little girly pop energy drink. Super spicy, but a great play. Now, you'll notice in this coming clip right here, I'm starting to load up the leg press, but I'm also talking to my buddy about how training upper body means you don't have to train legs because the weight disproportion. And then I started shoulder pressing the leg press, and then I made my buddy do it because, if I'm going to do it, he has to do it. Otherwise, I just look like I'm incompetent. There's me also handing him the useless mic. God. And then I could have stopped there, but, instead of getting right into squats, I decided I needed a little bit more of a warm-up in my shoulders/arms. So I loaded up a plate and started shoulder pressing it. And I'm not going to lie to you, it may not be the most proportionately correct workout, but it was pretty fun. So I might have to include it in my next leg day, since this is a little bit of a leg day workout, right? There's my buddy completely repping it out. Making me look like a little girl, but whatever. Then we got this killer angle of my butt. Look at that move. Absolutely perfect. And what me and this gentleman are doing right here is kind of beginning our compound lift for legs. So we're starting out that big pump, that big compound movement that's going to bring us into our breakdown, which is where the muscles kind of built and those fibers are ripped, giving us time to sleep and build them up and get bigger overall. And if you can just load up something heavier for maybe 20, maybe a little bit less reps, that's right where you want to be. And these are going to be your good old neighborhood pendulum squats. And if any of you are familiar with these, God created them to make you pay for your sins in a terrible and horrible way. Every time you go down, it's like your quads are about to fall off, and the weight that is loaded onto the back is, 10 times heavier than it really looks. Your hamstrings are also super activated during this, so this is absolutely perfect for a starter, if not middle of the lift during your leg day. Not great for a breakdown unless you can, control it a little bit better than I, but that's up to you. Just take it as you will, but if you ever get a chance to grab one of these, definitely do. This is Alex and Thomas and I all standing together like a group of neighborhood dads over at barbecue, talking about the intrinsics of leg day lifting and the philosophy behind it. It would have been great if the audio loaded, but I decided no audio would be better. It's kaput. And I really am dealing with those consequences at the moment, I'm left dumbfounded at my stupidity. Gym bro, side note, while this is going on, you really should keep in mind that this whole training thing is going to be about 60, if not 40% of this whole gym thing. The whole main backing of this, it's a double-edged sword. It's going to be eating. So really, really make sure that you're on top of everything that's going on behind the scenes with your diet, and the same meals every day is kind of how you can keep it on track. These are going to be good old quad extendos. If you have a leg day, you're familiar with the gym, you're probably doing these just about every leg day. They're absolutely perfect. You can load up something that's a little bit more on the heavier side. You'll notice 3 plates over there. Just on this machine specifically, it's a little bit more rough because the weight goes up to the top and it really pushes you down in a manner you're not familiar to at the top of that machine. There's another one in this gym, but the last time I used it, I snapped my calf in half. That is no bullshit, so I don't play with that one too much. This one will do just fine. Right here, I'm getting to the end of my heavier set, and I'm going to go ahead and take 2 plates off. bringing me right into a drop set. And if any of you aren't too familiar with what a drop set is, it's something talked about big on the Mike Menser side, and it's essentially loading yourself up with a weight that's real heavy, blowing yourself down to something that's a little bit lighter, and getting that breakdown down. So you're essentially overloading the muscles with the blood flow, the stimulation, everything they need to grow, breaking down those fibers, and you keep pushing all the way till failure. And what that looks like is kind of up here. I mean, I can barely move my legs. I look like I'm about to cry. It's painstaking. This is why I don't like leg day, because, you know, just like any other muscle group, I feel like I just don't understand where the pain is coming from. I mean, it feels like I'm gonna die, puke, or fall over at any moment. But it is what it is. You gotta train till failure if you want to get big. And right here is gonna be the hamstring curls. These things are absolutely gorgeous if you're trying to blow up that butt to hamstring region. And I loaded up about a plate, a little bit heavier resistance on here. If you have something that's a little bit less, like a stack machine, I end up probably going close to full stack, if not a little bit over middle, just because, you know, you want something that's a lot heavier here, so you can usually control it pretty well. The way my buddy explained it is flex your butt during this, and that kind of keeps you a little bit more controlled during the reps, and it focuses all on that hamstring. And it's just like a curl. You're contracting it, pulling it back, and what that's going to do is blow you up from the region in the back, drawing all that blood flow, all that tearing of the fibers and that muscle region, and it really gets you going. And again, I can't stress that training till failure. You know, eating is, again, probably 60% of this. It's important to really be on top of your calories and everything that goes into it. But when you train, make sure you're really going till failure. Get your little stretches done like I just did a second ago, and really be on top of training till failure. Because, I mean, there's really no better way to put it than, you know, if you're not training real hard, you're not going to get the effects you want. You know, you want to conquer something, you want to chase some glory, so get into it a little bit. Really hope you guys aren't getting tired of my voice. I know I sure would. But, you know, I don't want to play gym music this whole time, so, you know, maybe I bring out some music of my own. And I picked out Let It Go from Frozen, because it's a go-to classic that, you know, anybody knows the lyrics to. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. So, fun fact, if you guys know who Kevin Levrone is, he's a bodybuilder way back in the olden times when I wasn't around, but he actually made music. I mean, if you know about him, look him up. He was a huge dude, great story. He worked with Darksport at the moment, but he really kills it. I mean, if you go on Spotify, you can maybe find some of his songs. Again, Kevin Levrone. So, you know, I gotta end up like him and start singing my own beats at some point and put over these videos.
Let's get a pose down of Gabe Physique.
There we go.
Now, Gabe over here identifies as gender fluid natural, so it depends on his mood.
Being natural is subjective, you know. It doesn't really pertain to, you know, you being on or off steroids. It's more like, what do you think you really are?
Yeah, yeah. Don't ever assume someone's natural status. It's 2024 nowadays.
You got to keep it in mind, guys. I need to mess with this lighting. I look bad.
Tell me, what do you think about the new general, natural, neutral gender role?
I'll be honest with you.
Ooh la la. Gabe has got some absolute milkers.
Here's an OCD pro.
Yeah. Unnatural. Yes, unnatural OCD pro.
I want a big goth girl to come take me out to dinner and have a lovely time. Gabe forgot his phone back here, so now we need to go find it. We're not gonna find it.
Al, say goodbye to the people for me.
Bye guys, see you in the next one.
Wait, say bye again real quick. I didn't get that.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Say that again real quick. I didn't get that.
Bye.
On point.